Our story begins in ancient Mesopotamia, a land of fertile valleys and ancient cities. This region, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, was a bustling hub of culture, trade, and innovation. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers provided the lifeblood for agriculture, allowing societies to flourish and build magnificent cities. Here in the city of Ur, Abraham was born. Ur was one of the most important Sumerian city-states in ancient Mesopotamia, known for its impressive ziggurats and bustling marketplaces. It was a place where the ancient world converged, a melting pot of ideas and beliefs. The world was a tapestry of polytheism. People worshipped many gods, each deity representing different aspects of life and nature. Temples were the center of social and religious life, where priests conducted elaborate rituals to appease the gods and ensure the community's prosperity. They sought answers in the stars, in idols crafted by human hands. Astrology played a significant role in their lives, as they believed the movements of celestial bodies influenced their fate. Idols made from stone, wood, and precious metals were seen as physical manifestations of the divine. Abraham's own father Terah was an idol maker. His workshop was filled with the tools of his trade, where he meticulously carved and shaped these sacred objects. Each idol was a work of art, imbued with the hopes and fears of those who worshipped them. He crafted images of stone and wood, representations of the deities people believed held sway over their lives. These idols were not just religious symbols, but also cultural artifacts that reflected the values and beliefs of their society. Surrounded by these tangible expressions of faith, young Abraham must have observed the rituals, heard the prayers, and perhaps even questioned their true significance. He would have seen the devotion of the worshippers, the solemnity of the ceremonies, and the reverence given to these man-made objects. Even as a child, Abraham possessed a questioning spirit. He was curious about the world around him, always seeking to understand the deeper meaning behind the practices and beliefs that shaped his community. He looked beyond the accepted norms, searching for a deeper truth. The vastness of the sky, the mysteries of the stars, and the complexities of life stirred something within him, a desire to find answers that went beyond the visible and tangible. The idols, inanimate and cold, could not satisfy his yearning for something more. They were silent and unresponsive, unable to provide the connection and understanding he sought. Abraham's heart longed for a relationship with a living personal deity. Little did he know that his life, his very existence, was about to be irrevocably changed. A journey awaited him, one that would lead him away from the familiar and into the unknown, guided by a call that would shape the course of history. He would become a pivotal figure in history. His quest for truth and his unwavering faith would lay the foundation for three of the world's major religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. He would become the father of faith for billions. His legacy would transcend time and geography, influencing countless generations and inspiring people to seek a deeper connection with the divine. He would become Abraham, the one who dared to believe. His story is a testament to the power of faith and the enduring human spirit's quest for meaning and purpose. The turning point came in a moment of quiet reflection. In the stillness of his surroundings, Abraham found himself contemplating the deeper questions of existence. What is the purpose of life? Who governs the stars and the earth? These thoughts swirled in his mind, leading him to a profound realization. Some stories speak of Abraham smashing the idols in his father's workshop. This act was not just a physical destruction but a symbolic gesture. It represented his rejection of the polytheistic beliefs that surrounded him, a bold statement against the worship of lifeless statues. This act of defiance, a rejection of the expected and the familiar, was a pivotal moment. It marked the beginning of his journey towards monotheism, a path that was fraught with challenges and uncertainties. It was a declaration of his burgeoning faith in a single, all-powerful God. Abraham's heart was filled with a newfound conviction, a belief that there was a higher power guiding the universe. Others speak of a revelation that unfolded beneath the vast expanse of the desert sky. In the solitude of the night, surrounded by the infinite cosmos, Abraham felt a connection to something greater than himself. As Abraham gazed up at the countless stars, a voice echoed in his soul. It was a voice that transcended the physical world, reaching into the depths of his being. It was a voice he had never heard before, yet it resonated with a profound familiarity. This voice spoke of truths that Abraham had always sensed but never fully understood. It was the voice of God, a divine presence that filled him with awe and reverence. This encounter was not just a momentary experience but a transformative event that would shape the rest of his life. God spoke to Abraham, not through thunder or fire but in a whisper that touched the core of his being. This gentle yet powerful communication conveyed a message of purpose and destiny. He was called to leave his homeland, his family, and everything he had ever known. This call was not just a physical journey but a spiritual quest, a test of his faith and obedience. He was to journey to a new land, a land that God would show him. This promise of a new beginning was both daunting and exhilarating, a leap into the unknown. This was a test of faith, a call to step into the unknown with only the promise of God as his guide. Abraham's trust in this divine promise was unwavering, a testament to his deep-seated belief, and Abraham, without hesitation, answered the call. His journey was not just a physical migration but a spiritual odyssey, a path that would lead to the foundation of a new faith. His story is a timeless reminder of the power of faith and the courage to follow one's convictions no matter how daunting the path may seem. Imagine the weight of that decision, to abandon the comfort of the familiar, the security of what you've always known. Abraham, accompanied by his wife Sarah and his nephew Lot, embarked on a journey of immense physical and spiritual magnitude. They left behind the bustling streets of Ur, the familiar faces, the routines of their lives. They ventured into the harsh and unforgiving landscape of the desert, guided only by their faith in the divine promise. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The journey was arduous, fraught with challenges. They faced scorching sun, biting winds, and the ever-present threat of bandits and wild animals. Yet through it all, Abraham's faith never wavered. He clung to the promise that God had made, the promise of a new land, a land flowing with milk and honey. This journey, this exodus from the familiar, was not just a physical migration. It was a pilgrimage of the soul. The path of faith is rarely smooth. It is often marked by trials and tribulations that test the very core of one's belief. Abraham and Sarah's journey was no exception. Years passed, and the promised child, the heir to the covenant God had made with Abraham, was still absent. Sarah, beyond childbearing age, despaired. Doubt crept in, whispering insidious suggestions, challenging the very foundation of their faith. Yet, even in the face of such profound uncertainty, Abraham held fast to his belief. He knew that God's ways were not his ways. He trusted that even in the silence, even in the absence of tangible proof, God's promise would be fulfilled. His unwavering faith in the face of adversity stands as a beacon for all those who grapple with doubt. It reminds us that even when we cannot see the path ahead, even when our hearts are heavy with uncertainty, we must trust in the divine plan. And then, when all hope seemed lost, a miracle occurred. It was a moment that defied all expectations, a moment that would be remembered for generations to come. Sarah, against all odds, conceived and gave birth to a son, Isaac. This was not just any birth. It was a birth that carried the weight of divine promise and the fulfillment of a long-awaited prophecy. The joy that filled their hearts was immeasurable. Abraham and Sarah had waited for this moment for so long, and now, holding their precious child, they felt a joy that words could scarcely describe. This child, born of a miracle, was a testament to God's power and faithfulness. Isaac was not just a son, he was a symbol of hope, a beacon of God's unwavering promise to Abraham and Sarah. But their joy was to be tested in a way that no parent could ever imagine. The happiness that had filled their lives was about to be overshadowed by a divine command that would challenge the very core of their faith. God, in a test of Abraham's faith, commanded him to sacrifice his son, Isaac. This command was not just a test of obedience, it was a test of Abraham's deepest beliefs and his trust in God's plan. Imagine the turmoil that must have ripped through Abraham's soul, the internal conflict, the sleepless nights, the endless prayers for guidance. Abraham was faced with an unimaginable decision. The son he had waited for his entire life, the son who represented the fulfillment of God's promise, was to be sacrificed by his own hand. Every step he took with Isaac must have felt like a step closer to an unbearable fate. Yet even in this moment of unimaginable anguish, Abraham's faith did not waver. His heart was heavy, but his resolve was unbroken. He believed that somehow, some way, God's plan would prevail. He loved his son dearly, but his love for God, his trust in the divine plan was absolute. Abraham's faith was not just a belief, it was a profound trust that transcended human understanding. He took Isaac to the mountain, prepared the altar, and raised his knife. Each action was a testament to his unwavering faith, a faith that was about to be tested to its very limits. At that moment, as Abraham's heart shattered into 1,000 pieces, an angel stopped his hand. The divine intervention was a moment of profound relief and revelation. God, seeing Abraham's unwavering faith, his willingness to sacrifice everything, intervened. This act of divine mercy was a powerful affirmation of Abraham's faith and obedience. This event, known as the Akedah, stands as a testament to the depths of Abraham's faith and his unwavering obedience to God's will. It is a story that has been told and retold, each time reminding us of the profound relationship between faith and sacrifice. It is a story that continues to resonate through the ages, sparking debate and contemplation about the nature of faith, sacrifice, and the complex relationship between humanity and the divine. The Akedah challenges us to reflect on our own beliefs, our own faith, and the lengths we are willing to go to uphold them. It is a narrative that transcends time, inviting each generation to explore the depths of their own spiritual journey.